the dielectrics. So students, today we are going to discuss the classical theory of electronic polarizability. So students, in order to understand the electronic polarizability, we assume that the electrons, they're bound harmonically to an atom. So the electrons are bound harmonically to an atom and they will show resonance absorption at the frequency omega naught is equal to beta upon m under root. Okay, so you must be knowing about the simple harmonic motion. What is the frequency of simple harmonic motion? What is the equation of simple harmonic motion? You might have studied it, all this in your previous classes, right? So from that studies we can understand that the resonance happens at a frequency omega naught. Omega naught is the frequency of vibration, which is equal to beta. Beta is the force constant and m is the mass of the electron. So here beta is the force constant and m is the mass of an electron. Resonance means when the frequency of the vibration, when the natural frequency of vibration of the electron matches with the applied electric field. So that is resonance. So at resonance, this is the frequency, this is the omega naught frequency at resonance, which is equal to beta upon m under root, where beta is the force constant and m is the mass of the electron. Okay, so if x is the displacement in the electrons due to the applied electric field, let us say E local is the applied electric field, then in that case the force acting on the electron is equal to minus E local, which is equal to beta x as per the simple harmonic motion studies, which is equal to mass into acceleration, because force is also equal to mass into acceleration, and for simple harmonic motion the acceleration is omega naught square x. Okay, this is omega naught square x. So the dependence of this electronic polarizability of the frequency can be shown assuming the system as simple harmonic oscillator and the equation of motion of a simple harmonic oscillator under the influence of the applied electric field. So we are taking the real part of the applied electric field because it is AC field. So real part is E local sine omega t. So we are taking this as the force, right? So you might have studied the force or the driven oscillators, right? In simple harmonic motion, uh, if there is applied field or if there is force acting on the system, then in that case this is known as the force or driven oscillator, driven harmonic oscillator. Okay, so in that case the equation of motion becomes m d2x upon dt square plus m omega naught square x which is equal to minus E local sine omega t. Okay, so this is the applied force. This is the applied external force, right? So this is the equation of motion for the system, for the harmonic oscillator system, where we are applying the external force. Okay, now since the applied external force is sinusoidal in nature, this is like this is the applied external force, so it means the electrons will also vibrate in the same fashion. Okay, so it means x, the displacement of the electron should be x naught, should be represented by x naught sine omega t. Okay, so it means x is equal to this one, so we can just substitute the value of x over here, so that m d2 by dt square, and here x is x naught sine omega t plus m omega naught square, and the value of x is x naught sine omega t, which is further equal to e minus e local sine omega t. Okay, so now you can just differentiate this 2 times x naught sine omega t, and then you can simplify, so you will get m into minus omega square plus omega naught square. X naught sine omega t will be there on the left hand side, and sine omega t is there on the right hand side, तो दोनों cancel हो जाएंगे. So this is m minus omega square plus omega naught square into x naught is equal to minus e local, which means x is equal to e local divided by m omega naught square minus omega square, right? And so if this is the displacement in the electron, see initially without applying the electric field, let's say the electron was vibrating here. So after applying the electric field, this is the displacement which is being taking place. So this x is equal to e minus sign is also there. So this is minus e local divided by m omega naught square minus omega square. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so this is the displacement. Now using this displacement, we can talk about the dipole moment of the system. So dipole moment P naught, let's say this is denoted by P naught. P naught is the dipole moment. So P naught is equal to what? Charge multiplied by the distance, so or displacement. So this is minus E x naught, which is equal to e square. You can just put the value of x over here. So this is e square e local divided by m omega naught square minus omega square. Okay, so this gives you the dipole moment, and then corresponding polarizability, the electronic polarizability can be given by alpha E, where alpha is the electronic polarizability, is equal to P naught upon E local. We know this from the previous article. So which is further equal to E square by m divided by omega naught square minus omega square. Okay, so this is showing the dependence of polarizability on omega, how it is dependent upon omega, right? So we can also show this diagrammatically like this. Maybe on the vertical side you can take polarizability, real part of the polarizability alpha, and on the x-axis you can take frequency omega. So if you represent it, this would be like this. So if this is your ultra if this is your microwave region, then here there is a drop in the polarizability, means this is due to the dipolar drop, right? Orientational polarization or the dipolar polarization will stops over here. Okay, so this is your microwave region or radio wave region, you can say both. So this is your microwave region. Then after that, in the infrared region there is again a sudden drop in the second kind of polarizability, which is known as the ionic polarizability. Okay, so this is dipolar, this is ionic. The ionic polarizability stops over here. This is infrared region. Okay, then after this the electronic contribution will stop. So this is the drop due to the electronic polarizability. This is alpha electronic. Okay, so this is how you can represent the drop of polarizability under the influence of frequency, right? You can also define the susceptibility, electric susceptibility is equal to n z e square upon epsilon naught m divided by omega naught square minus omega square. Okay, here n is the total number of atoms and z is the number of electrons in an atom. Okay, so if this is the polarizability due to single electron, then this will give you the susceptibility of the material. Also, the refractive index is related to susceptibility by the relation n square is equal to 1 plus psi e. So this could be written as 1 plus, you can just put the value of psi e over here. So this is nz e square upon epsilon naught m divided by omega naught square minus omega square. So this is the refractive index, relation between the refractive index and the frequency. Okay, so it shows a dispersion at the resonance frequency omega is equal to omega naught, and this is called dispersion relation. This relation is called dispersion. This is called dispersion relation. Okay, so this is all about the electronic polarizability, classical theory of electronic polarizability. Any doubt here, students?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so if there is no doubt, so then I will stop over here, and tomorrow we are going to complete this